Hello, and welcome back to the EnterpriseJoy Podcast, enterprise strategies for leaders in under 5 minutes. I'm Vishal, your mover and shaker of building organizations that survive change by designing for it. And it is Sunday, which means we are all set for tackling a new theme for the week. And this is one of the hardest, yet most necessary capabilities for leaders today. It's adaptability. It is important to pause on the word itself. Many of us understand adaptability as changing direction, and while there is some truth to that, it's less about constantly changing direction like a ship lost in storm, and it's more about designing an organization where change is less of a shock and more of a rhythm. And that frequency depends on the volatility of your ecosystem. Studies show that since the 1980s, business volatility has doubled, and the performance gap between those who adapt and those who don't has widened dramatically. So it's safe to say that adaptability is a must have for any business, and that's where strategy comes in. Strategy scholars talk about dynamic capabilities. It is the ability to sense change, seize opportunities, and transform your organization accordingly. It's basically a survival toolkit. If you can't sense, you are blind. If you can't seize, you're slow. And if you can't transform, you are stuck. A powerful real world example of this comes from Shantanu Narayen at Adobe. In 2013, Adobe walked away from its lucrative box software model and shifted entirely to Creative Cloud subscriptions. Of course, customers hated it first. Who likes change? And analysts called it risky. But Narayan saw that the world was moving towards continuous delivery and recurring value. By betting big on adaptability, Adobe not only survived the backlash, it also redefined its industry. That's deliberate design for adaptability. And that is our focus for this week, how leaders can make adaptability a design choice. So here's what's coming up. Tomorrow, we'll separate adaptability from agility and flexibility. These words often get mixed up, but they mean different things. And we'll explore why adaptability, not just agility, is the real edge in turbulent environments. On Tuesday, we'll break down dynamic capabilities into a leader's checklist, how to actually sense, seize, and transform. Think of this as the litmus test for your business. On Wednesday, we'll explore experimentation as an operating system. Because adaptability doesn't come from one off pivots, it comes from building a rhythm of experiments that teach us faster than the market moves. Then on Thursday, we'll explore the speed of decisions and the flow of resources. Metrics like decision velocity and resource mobility are levers that can be measured, managed, and accelerated. Friday, we'll talk about simple rules. We'll see how in complex systems, a few crisp rules travel farther than thick manuals. And finally, on Saturday, we'll wrap up with a reflection, tying everything so you walk away with a toolkit you can easily use. So here's your micro challenge for today. List 3 signals you actively track in your environment currently, like customer churn or regulatory shifts or cost surges. For each of these, write down who in your organization owns the decision and what the first reconfiguration move would be. Keep this as the first version of your adaptability map. As we go along this week, revise this and make adjustments as needed. The truth is that the world isn't slowing down. Policy shocks, customer demands, AI disruptions are only going to accelerate in the future. There will be 2 winners in this future, those who predict it perfectly and those who adapt deliberately. And so far, I have not met anyone of the first type. This is where I leave you today. Before promising an amazing week ahead, if you have any interesting stories about adaptability, then write to me on podcast@enterprisejoy.com. I would love to know more about it. I'm Vishal, and you were listening to the Enterprise Joy Podcast, enterprise strategies for leaders in under 5 minutes. Draft your adaptability map today. I'll see you tomorrow.